Anything you wouldn't want live on YouTube. Okay. And now we are officially live on YouTube. We'll be getting started in just a minute. We like to give a 5-minute grace period for these kind of special events. And we begin our Havdalah with Ozi Vizimratia.
Ozi Vizimratia. Ozi Bezimratia Vaihili Lishua Ozi Bezimratia Vaihili Lishua Ozi Bezimraja Vaihili Lishua Ozi Bezimraja Vaihili Lishua Ozi Vezimraja Vaihili Lishua. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen Yalai Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'samim borei minei v'samim Yai lai la 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 yai lai la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei meorei ha'esh Borei meorei ha'esh Yai lai la 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 Yai lai la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 ya la la Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol Yai lai la 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 yai lai la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol Chatoteinu imchol Zareinu v'chaspenu yarbe kachol V'chakochavim balayla Shavua tov, 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 Shavua tov. A good week, a week of peace. Make gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. Make gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera v'yameinu, Yavo Eleinu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Miriam Haneviyah, Oz v'zimra b'yada, Miriam tir koditanu, lehagdil zimrat olam. Miriam tir koditanu, litakein et haolam. Bimhera v'yameinu, hitivienu, el mei ha-Yeshua, el mei ha-Yeshua, Miriam ha-Neviah, Oz v'zimra b'yada, Miriam tir koditanu, lehagdil zimrat olam. Miriam tir koditanu, letakein et haolam.
Well, now that we can say Shavua Tov, now that the week has begun, our Selichot observance can also begin. We're going to begin tonight with a program which has been put together by Lisa to help us understand our space a little better in relation to the holidays, the very important holidays that are coming up beginning on Friday evening. And after that, we will do our Selichot service of readings and a little bit of singing to observe the holiday that way as well. Finishing with a few blasts of the shofar, so that we can all be awakened to the repentance that we begin now and continue through Yom Kippur.
All right. So I'm going to travel around my house a little bit. Take off my talit for a little bit. Okay. So, can I share my screen? Oh, I can. Good. All right. So, we are going to be each in our own homes celebrating the holidays, not what any of us expected 6 months ago, and really not what any of us want, but it is what it is. And we're going to, when Sam and I first talked about this quite some time ago, back in May, when we were starting to talk about, realistically, was it going to be possible for us to celebrate the High Holy Days in the sanctuary at the synagogue? Probably not. And we started to think about, okay, are we looking at challenges or are we looking at opportunities? And we decided that, yes, of course there are challenges, but there were also lots of opportunities. And so what we wanted to do was to frame this in terms of, here are some opportunities for you to create sacred space within your homes. A challenge, because of course, we're spending a lot of time in our homes. Our homes have become our learning space, our living space, our recreation space, our exercise space, our workspace. I can tell you that not only is my kitchen my cooking space, my eating space, but it's also my workspace and my teaching space. Our dining room table has become Maury's workspace. Our living room has become not only our television watching space, but our exercise space. So it's kind of cramped, but we're going to turn this into a holy space, a sacred space as well. And here's how we're going to do it. So we have some concrete suggestions for you. The first one is, when you're thinking about where you're going to set up for your services, to spend your prayer time, think about where in the house you want to spend that time. Look around your house. Think about where's going to be a comfortable space. Where's going to be a space that is not only physically comfortable, but emotionally comfortable? Where are you going to be able to clear your head? Where you're going to be able to clear your head clear your mind from distractions. Okay, so choose your prayer space carefully and thoughtfully. Find a flat space somewhere in your home. You can, or create a flat space. Set up a tray table if you need to. Or if you have a foldable, like one of those foldable plastic tables, those will work great. If you have pets, make sure to work around them. That's always tricky, especially with cats that can jump higher and climb up on shelves. But you want to make sure that wherever you set up, you're going to take your pets into consideration. I have set up for now, I don't know if you can see this. I have set up can't see that there. Can you see? Okay. I've set up my little table here, and I'll show you that as a little bit more as we get further in. But find a flat space in your, flat surface in your home, and work around where your pets are going to get in the way. Place some kind of a cloth on you're creating an altar essentially. Place a cloth on your altar, sort of like setting a table. White is a color often used during the High Holy Days. And blue often appears throughout Jewish tradition. You prefer patterns? You're afraid of getting white dirty? Get creative, it's your altar. You like bright colors? Go for it. You like patterns, you like florals? You do you. You decide what you want to do. If anybody has questions or wants to jump in, feel free to unmute yourself and just go for it. Find meaningful objects to add to your altar. So here's where you can really get creative. So far, I have set up my challah plate, and we have we have challah plate that we typically use for Shabbat, and then we have a different one that we specifically use for holidays. Oh, nice. Deb says she's going to use a challah cover from Israel. Beautiful. And we have a special challah plate and candlesticks that we reserve specifically for holidays. So I've set up the holiday challah plate and candles and a Kiddush cup that kind of looks like it goes with it. It didn't come with it, but looks like it does. Flowers are really lovely for your altar if you like fresh flowers, or fake flowers if you prefer. Photographs. I'm going to put up some photographs of our parents. I'm going to put up some photographs of our kids. If you have a shofar, that would be a very appropriate to put out at this time. Your candles. Anything that is reminiscent of the holidays. Family heirlooms. Any kind of trinket that reminds you of the holidays, something from your past that reminds you of family, that has a family connection or a memory about it. The holidays are times that we, especially with Yizkor on Yom Kippur, that we specifically remember family. So anything that ties you, that connection to your family, that's a great thing to include. On Rosh Hashanah, you might want to include some of the symbolic foods, your round challah, your apples and honey. There are specific foods, and you can just Google, if you Google what's called simanim, S-I-M-A-N-I-M, simanim for Rosh Hashanah, you'll find things like carrots and pomegranates, dates. So anything like that. And each one of them has some symbolism specifically for Rosh Hashanah. And you can put those out. Yom Kippur, obviously you're not going to want to have food out because that's kind of tempting. But you might have a Yizkor candle because that's, time for memory. And your, as I said, your photographs, your shofar, etc. Decide what chair you're going to sit on. You might think that that's kind of trivial, but you want to think about that in advance. Think about whether you want to put a cushion or a festive pillow on it. If you want to drape it with a talit, a special piece of fabric, a scarf, something to make it special, festive. If possible, move the computer space back so that you're watching the screen more than manipulating it. Okay, so what you're trying to do is turn your workspace more into prayer space. It's hard to do, and we're also, it's different on Shabbat. Shabbat is a much shorter service usually than our holiday services, although Sam and I have worked really hard to cut the services down quite a bit than from what they are when we're in our sanctuary, because we're very cognizant of Zoom fatigue. Even so, they're going to be a little bit longer than our regular Shabbat service. So you want to be able to sit back and be comfortable and more like you're watching and participating than just manipulating the computer, if that makes sense. And then make your space sacred. Borrow the blessing. I'm going to suggest that you borrow the blessing from Havdalah for separating the holiness of Shabbat from the ordinariness, if that's the word, of the rest of the week. You can say this prayer, this blessing, standing in front of your altar as a way of making it special and distinct from the rest of your house. The blessing is, Baruch atah Adonai, hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol. Blessed are you, God, who separates between the holy and the ordinary. Again, it's an important step in terms of emotionally, mentally, intellectually framing your sacred space, making it, saying, I'm separating. This is my everyday, my work space, but now I'm turning into my holy space in which I'm going to celebrate the holidays. Get dressed up as though you were going to service as a temple chai. If you normally wear a kippah and talit or a talit to temple, wear it in your house. Try to limit or disconnect any kind of auditory distractions. Turn off your text message ping sounds. Close your email program and other apps. Turn off your phone so that you can be fully present during the service. It's easy to get distracted, and trust me, we notice when you turn your camera off so that you can answer the phone or check your email or whatever. We're not really paying attention, but we notice. But the more important thing is you notice. And again, Shabbat is different. The holidays, you want to be as present as you possibly can. We're going to come back to this one. Have a shiviti, a piece of artwork that you create as a focal point. A shiviti comes from the phrase, Shiviti lenegdi tamid. Shiviti Adonai lenegdi tamid. I have put God beside me always. or God sits beside me always, dwells beside me always. So it is a focal point that you can use to sort of settle yourself and sort of calm yourself and meditate on and get yourself in the proper frame of mind before the service starts. And I think it would be very, very cool if everybody were to have something that you could even have in your screen that everybody else could see during the service. And we're gonna do that in a little bit. Remember, you do not have to be perfect, and there is no perfect space. We all have messiness in our home. I'm not showing you the rest of my house because it's pretty darn messy right now. It's okay to work around your everyday messiness. Real life and the beautiful imperfect home that you have created will add texture and depth to how your prayers and our prayers resonate. So don't worry that your home isn't perfectly spotless and perfectly neat. The clutter and you know the messiness of our lives only adds to the depth of our prayers. So I introduced this a couple weeks ago. I added to the beginning, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Yah, which is one of the many, many names for God, my rock and my redeemer. And then we added the song, O Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. And this was yesterday's musical reflection for Elul. And I'm going to sing it and invite you to sing it with me. O Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. And with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Ve'asuli mikdash ve'shachanti betocham va'anachnu nevarech Yah me'ata ve'ad olam. And the reason I included this is because remember that there is nothing inherently sacred about space. We make space sacred through our actions. We can be the sanctuary. We make space sacred, holy, by what we do within it. And when we make our space sacred, we invite God in. And so that's the purpose of what we're doing tonight. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing and ask if there are any questions or comments. And feel free to unmute yourselves for conversation.
I've been coloring already.
All right, good.
Here's my first picture.
Oh, nice. All right, so I had attached to the Tuesday's high notes and yesterday's Shabbat message these Zenspirations these four inspirations that so these were shared. First of all, I have to tell you that there is a Facebook group that I am so incredibly grateful to, called
Dreaming Up.
Dreaming Up High Holy Days 2020. And the colleagues that are in part of this group have been unbelievably generous and creative. And people have been discussing for months and months, not only the creative aspect of the High Holy Days, but also the tachlis, like the how does Zoom, like how does this work around for Zoom work? And like, what do you have to think about in terms of streaming? And what are you doing in terms of cutting down the service? And how long does it need to be? And how are you managing this and everything? And then the creativity has just been off the charts, and people have been very, very generous. So Joanne Fink is an artist who created these Zenspirations, and she shared them. I mean, she sells her art, but she shared them in this group and said, please feel free to share them with your congregants. So this was a gift from her to all of you. And so, if you want to use these, but I also invited you, if you want to, if you are the kind of person who likes to do things from your imagination and inspiration, use magazines. Think of, what's going to inspire you? Pictures, words. As you think about the year ahead, what are your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations for the coming year, other than getting out of your house, although that might be part of it. Hugs, seeing people in person live, and then just take a magazine, look for some pictures that inspire you, some words that inspire you, a piece of paper, a glue stick, and some scissors, and go to town. Just cut them out and glue them, and create your own inspiration, your own focal point, your own shiviti. So 2 different ways to do it. If you are the kind of person that likes to do that from scratch, with the magazines, great. But if you prefer to do it, just from something that someone else, from having something else to start with and then being creative that way, you've got the coloring sheets to start with. So we're going to take a while and create. Feel free to unmute and chat while we do it. I printed all of them out if you want one. While we're at while we're at it, I wanted to show you what I've set up here. I'm gonna finish this while we're doing it. And you quite There we go. So here we go. So I've set up my holiday challah plate, which will have on it a nice round challah. We'll have a cinnamon, an apple cinnamon challah and a raisin challah round in my kiddush cup, and my candlesticks that will have candles in them, obviously. I'll have the shofar over here. I've got a picture of Maury's parents and a picture of my parents, and we'll have pictures of the kids up. And I've got my flowers here. Very conveniently, tomorrow's our anniversary, so I've got my anniversary flowers.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. So we'll have fresh flowers for Rosh Hashanah as well. But it's that simple. And I've got my grandmother's lacy tablecloth that she gave us. So I've got a little, some stuff to remind us of our parents, some stuff to remind us, reminds of my grandmother, the flowers to remind us of nature, some ritual stuff. Very peaceful. I, of course, will not be taking advantage of that during prayer time because I won't be here. I'll be in the sanctuary. But Maury will be here. This week, your Elul reflections are all musical reflections.
I think this is the first time that I've colored in like probably 50 years, but I'm enjoying it. My daughter likes to do the adult coloring books. It's kind of relaxing. She lent me her little color pencil thing, so it's fun.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on webinars and meetings back in the spring coloring.
It's kind of like gardening. It's sort of like, doesn't require a lot of mental effort. It's just sort of very peaceful.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One thing, she sent out instructions for her, for people that are going to attend her wedding on Zoom. And one of the things that she pointed out that I hadn't thought about is to try to make sure that the light is coming from in front of you, not behind you.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you've been on Zooms with people that are sitting in front of a window, but they sort of look like they're, you know, they're in a cloudy space. And so, so I think I'm going to set up our sanctuary in our dining room because there's
Mm.
not a lot of light. It's kind of dark. So that I think that'll be better.
I did that this morning. I did it this morning when I with Kesher Chai because I had it set up from last night for services, and I just kept it there. And I realized after I was set up that it was a mistake, but it was too late to move it. But I know now not to do that again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab my pencils. I brought home a bunch of supplies of the art supplies. I'm going to make up kits to send when the kids, and I told the parents today to be sure to come to the drive-by next Sunday because I'm going to have kits for the kids of art supplies for projects for Kesher Chai, so they can do art projects. we lost somebody. Who did we just lose? Hey, Susan. We're working on our creative shivitis, our artwork.
I was watching Turner Classic Movies. That was my creativity.
Something good, I hope.
It's something that made no sense, but it had baby faced Robert Mitchum and what's his face? Kirk Douglas, baby faced.
Huh.
And Kirk Douglas was Jewish, so that's cool.
There you go.
So I'm having problems, Lisa. I can't figure out what I want to cook for Rosh Hashanah.
Oh, okay. How can I help?
Well, I have a wonderful recipe. I got it from Maxine Cohen for her brisket, which is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the Jewish style that's got a little bit sweet in it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, I'm wondering if I could do it all in a crock pot.
I always do my brisket in a crock pot.
Do you? Okay. Because hers is, I guess it's a little bit like my mom used to make it. But I'm just looking for my recipes. Anyway, yeah, okay. Is there anything special I need to know about doing a brisket in a crock pot?
Just make sure that there's enough liquid to cover it.
Okay. And I get so confused, living in different states. What's the best cut in Texas for that? When I buy my meat?
Oh. I like a decal, but
But they don't always have, I mean.
That's not necessarily a popular cut.
Right. And that's what my mom used to get, but.
But I'm from Boston, so, that's the part that rubs off on me.
Yeah. So what do you usually get here? Can you find a decal or no?
Sometimes, not
Mhm.
often.
So what would you sub?
I would just get a brisket. I mean, what's marked brisket in it?
Okay. Yeah, I think, I just found Maxine's recipe and hers is, goes in a roasting pan, but I'll do it I'll do it in a crock pot. Because I'm trying to think, I have a conference all day Friday via Zoom, so.
Mm. Well, that's tough. And then sit in services. Whew.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's all I have to do is listen to people.
Folks, soon we're going to be getting started with our service.
That's it. All right, my friends, I'm going to be sending out um, these suggestions in written form because I know that even though not everybody came to tonight's program, that still people will benefit from seeing some suggestions and that we went over everything pretty quickly, and having it in front of you as a reminder will probably be helpful. So I hope that you'll continue with what you're doing, and that you'll be able to enjoy creating your sacred space and enjoy spending the holidays. Even though we won't be together in person, we will certainly be together virtually, and our services will be very real, even though they will be online. So,
Okay, thank you, Lisa, very much. I will reveal to everyone my Shviti im. When you see me on Friday, you will see them behind me. But as for now, they're a secret. So we will now begin our Selichot service as we mark the beginning of this High Holy Day season, the Chagim, the festivals as we call them often. And we begin with a song, Hashivenu.
Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, V'nashuva, Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Kekedem.
In the Middle Ages, in the Jewish towns and villages of Europe, the Schulklopfer, a Yiddish version of the town crier, would make his rounds from house to house, pounding on doors with a wooden mallet to gather a minyan for public prayer. But during the days of Selichot, The door knocking happened at midnight. The mallet was shaped like a shofar, and the Schulklopfer would have a special message for everyone on his route, men, women, and children alike. Israel, holy folk, awake, arouse yourselves, and rise to the service of the Creator. Still aspiring to be a holy folk, we rise tonight, as our ancestors did, to the service of our Creator. We are here not because of a knock at the door, but because at this season our hearts begin to pound. An inner voice awakens us, and we feel summoned to this place of prayer and community. What does it mean for us, citizens of the 21st century, to serve our Creator? Are we conducting our lives in ways that are true to our highest values? Do we appreciate the gift of our lives, or do we too often squander that most precious of gifts and fail to live with purpose and gratitude? We ask questions like these on the threshold of a new year as we turn to traditions that guide us through Cheshbon HaNefesh and Teshuvah. Our sages taught that the divine presence dwells in the midst of joy and vitality, and they saw repentance as fundamental to our joy, a gift to humanity created even before the world itself. Judaism celebrates the possibility of self-renewal, and it sanctifies the acts of soul-searching, acknowledging error, and starting again. In that spirit of joyful self-improvement, we open our hearts to the days of awe. And now we will, as we would have done in the sanctuary together, we will see Lisa and I change the Torah mantles that you will see us read from on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur mornings.
השמיים על הארץ, גבר חסדו היראה, ורחם על בנים, וחם אדוני חיכו השמיים על הארץ, גבר חסדו היראה.
The psalmist sang, "At midnight I rise to give thanks and praise." And so we come to this hour of Selichot, under the canopy of night, to celebrate goodness, to proclaim what is right and true, to praise, to thank, to bless the great giver who gives and renews our lives. We turn to loved ones, to friends, and to our people everywhere, the whole house of Israel. And our hearts turn toward the human family. We pray for its healing. Yet hardest of all is the inward gaze, the return to ourself, the honest reckoning of the soul, cheshbon hanefesh. We ask how to account for selfish acts, lies, and senseless anger, how to account for the shadows, the storms, the bitterness in our lives, the damage and distress we cause, how to own up to it all and find our way back with integrity in peace. We ask, have we the will to change? And if not now, when?
Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. Shiti bevet Adonai kol yemei chayai. Lachazot benoam benom Adonai ulevaker behechalo. Lachazot benoam benom Adonai ulevaker behechalo.
God is my light and my refuge secure. Whom shall I fear? God is the stronghold of my life. Of whom should I be afraid? Just one thing I have asked of God, only this do I seek, to dwell in God's house all the days of my life, to behold divine sweetness and beauty, and to gaze in delight at God's temple. Be patient toward all that is unresolved in your heart. Try to love the questions themselves. Do not now seek the answers which cannot be given, because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answers. What is the nature of my cheshbona nefesh this year? What should be my focus as I examine my deeds and my direction from now until Yom Kippur? What is unresolved in my heart? What questions are on my mind? What is unclear, uncertain, and unsettled in my life? What decisions have I been putting off or avoiding? Is there one change I would like to make in the way I am living my life and relating to other people? When I look over my accounts, what do I see? Which personal qualities need repair and strengthening? What habits of mind, character, and behavior need correction? Which relationships in my life are most challenging at this time? Our God and God of our ancestors, we are your people, and you are our God. We are your children, and you are our father, our mother. We are the people who serve you, and you call us to serve. We are your community, and you are our portion. We are your legacy, and you are our purpose. We are your flock, and you are our shepherd. We are your vineyard, and you watch over us. We are your work, and you are our maker. We are your beloved, and you are our lover. We are your treasure, and you are the one we cherish. We are your people, and you reign over us. We offer you our words, and you offer us yours. So forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement.
Don't hide your face from me. I'm asking for your help. I call to you, please hear my prayers, oh God. If you would answer me as I have called to you, please hear me now. Don't hide your face from me. Don't hide your face from me. I'm asking for your help. I call to you, please hear my prayers, oh God. If you would answer me as I have called to you, please hear me now. Don't hide your face from me. Don't hide your face from me. I'm asking for your help. I call to you, please hear my prayers, oh God. If you would answer me as I have called to you, please hear me now. Don't hide your face from me.
was Debbie Friedman with a version of a traditional prayer, and she set the melody. And now for the Vidui. As the days of awe near, we reach for the infinite. Mindful of our frailty, we seek the holy. Despite our mortality, we carry with us the Ancient of Days. Despite loneliness within, we sense that we belong to a single soul, a spirit that fills the entire universe. Let us find in that universal spirit a new source of strength and significance, more compassion, more generosity, more gratitude for life. Let our hearts be open to self-reckoning, and may we grasp how vital to our lives is teshuvah, the path of return. On this night of forgiveness, we confess our wrongs and take account of our sins, failures of judgment, weakness of will. The hour is late, and our need to be forgiven profound. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, tavo lefanecha tefilatenu, ve'al titalam mitchinatenu. Anachnu azei fanim ukshei oref lomor lefanecha, Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, tzadikim anachnu ve'lo chatanu, aval anachnu chatanu. O God and God of all our generations, may our prayers reach your presence, and when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong. Together we confess. Together we take responsibility.
Ay, 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 Ashanu, Shanu, Baganu, Baganu, Gazanu, Tibarnu Dofi. Ay, 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 Havinu, Vehir Shanu, Zanu, Hamasnu, Tafanu Shaker, ay, 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 Yatsnura, Yatsnura, Kizavnu, Kizavnu, Latsnu, Latsnu, Maranu, Maranu, Mi'atnu, Mi'atnu, Saranu, Avinu, Pashanu, Saranu, Ishinu Oref. Ay, 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 Rashanu, Hizavnu, Shihanu, Tiavnu, Tainu, Titanu, Titanu.
Surely this mitzvah is not too baffling for you. nor is it beyond reach. It is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart. You shall not threaten the rights of the stranger or orphan. You shall not take a widow's garment in pawn. Remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt. Justice, justice shall you pursue, that you may live to inherit the land that Adonai your God gives you. You must not remain indifferent. Keep in heed all that I instruct you. Thus it will go well with you and your children after you for all time. This mitzvah is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart. When you reap the harvest in your field and overlook a sheaf, it shall go to the stranger, the orphan, and the widow. You must not remain indifferent. Life and death I have set before you, blessing and curse. Choose life so that you and your children will live. Blessed shall you be in your comings, and blessing shall you be in your goings. You must not remain indifferent. This is our calling.
Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum Vechanun, Erech Hapaim, V'Rav Chesed Ve'emet, Notzer Chesed La'alafim, Nosei Avon Ba'fesha, V'chata'a v'nakeh.
Forgive us, Avinu, for we have sinned. Pardon us, Malkeinu, we have transgressed. For you are the one who pardons and forgives. Or maybe it's this way. Forgive us, Avinu, pardon us, Malkeinu. And God replies, no, it's you. You are the one who must pardon and forgive. Forgive the ones around you. You're wasting precious time. Forgive your parents. They did the best they could. Forgive the one who betrayed you. Let go of anger and move on. Forgive yourself for your own imperfection. And now for the sounding of the shofar, as we are ready to do our cheshbon nefesh and be ready to be forgiven.
Tekiah. Tekiah. Tekiah Gedolah.
Okay.
Yeshua.
Only took a few tries. This concludes our observance of Selichot for this year. I wish everyone much progress with their cheshbon hanefesh, with their taking stock of their soul. And if you need anything from me, please reach out. Even in this last week before Rosh Hashanah, there is still time to make the changes and the commitments that we need to make in order to be ready to face judgment. Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov. Great service. Thank you.
Shavua Tov, everybody.
Shavua Tov.
Lisa.
Yes.
Oh, hi. You'll never guess what. I would never have believed it, but we're going to make an altar.
Good for you.
You were so persuasive, very creative. You're a very creative person.
Thank you.
And it was very, very nicely done. And we're actually going to do it. I mean, I can't believe it.
That's great. I'm glad.
It'll be small.
That's okay. That's
We'll
great.
show it, we'll show it to you when it happens next, at the end of the week.
Good. Excellent. I
Would
look
never
forward-
have thought of doing it, but it's a good idea.
Great. Great.
All right.
All
Well, we'll
right.
See you
All
all.
righty.
We'll
Sounds
see you
good.
next week.
All righty.
Hag sameach.
Hag sameach.
That went well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. See you. Well, I mean, I guess Tuesday
I guess. Yeah.
we have our rehearsal. I'm
Yep.
gonna get my slides done tomorrow, and I'll send them off to Shira and you and everybody.
right.
I guess.
Yeah. I'll between tomorrow and
Yeah, they don't have to be done till
I don't know.
Tuesday, but
I got so much to do.
we're gonna do both services, right? Tuesday night,
Yeah. That's the
and
plan.
then next week we might want to schedule 2 days, just because Yom Kippur is more.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming we're doing all the services,
Yeah.
We
We
wanna-
should actually, while we have everybody there, we should
make
Do-
a time, make
Yeah,
times.
coordinate
Yeah,
calendars.
yeah, because it would be good to have 2 days the week after to practice for Yom Kippur.
Yeah. And I assume we're actually going to go through the whole thing.
Yes,
Right.
I assume we're just gonna do it as if we were doing a service.
Right. And
Um,
I mean, the people that are doing readings aren't going to be there, but
Right, I'll read for them.
Right.
But
we'll,
yeah,
but we'll note this person, people are doing readings and here's who's doing it. And you need to spotlight them here.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Thanks. You too.
Bye.